Yo, what's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Just a Bit Outside. I am your host, Topher. I'm going to be bringing you all over here for the next hour of chatting. I swear to God, it's not going to be like the 5-hour video between me and Joe Murray on episode 29. Why? Because, well, that's just way too damn long. We got a lot actually going on. And it's actually our closeout. And for me, it's something like a little different. Episode 30 is the close for the year. It's basically I'm going to switch over to episode 2, season 2. It's going to start a brand new episode. It's going to go on hell of a lot more than 30. But what we're going to do is we're going to basically bring it to two ways. At some point during a Sunday night, Monday morning, you're going to see me live. And the reason is because we're going to be live on YouTube for that hour. And then what we're going to do is we're going to switch right on over for the morning time of 9 a.m. on Spotify. The benefit of doing that is the morning birds can actually get a lovely dose of me. But those who are up at night, who want to get their just props, or hey, you want to look over a couple extra things, my beautiful face is right here, and you got the microphone. So everything that you hear now will be secondly broadcasted right to a couple things. So you're basically going to have Spotify. I am on iHeartRadio. We're also on Apple Podcasts as well as Amazon Podcasts as well. So you can check us out. Same name. Now, I like the name, but somebody brought up to my attention, of course, when we were going over a few things during our 5-hour show, and it was near the end, and somebody actually left a kind of heartfelt little thing. We like the show, but the name is way too long to find. Yes, I'm trying to see what I can literally do in order to make that change. And just like I kind of goofed up by not getting rid of one of my banners and showing who the fuck I am. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Yes, of course, we're going to swear. It's going to be 9 o'clock in the morning, and people are still going to swear. The beauty part is when anybody says, "Oh, dude, did you record that last night and put that on in the morning?" Yes, I did. The beauty part is it was still in the morning, so I wasn't lying to anybody. Props to me. So, the one thing that I know is goodbyes are really hard to do. So, as we separate ourselves from season 1, we're also separating from 2024. Laundry list of things that have basically gone on. The changes, the lifestyles, the everything that's basically brought into somebody's attention. Of things that have gone very well, things that have gone really off. But in the aspect of things, it's kind of like that wash up, get yourself ready, and we're going to go out in the town and see how it goes with 2025. That's basically how everybody starts their year. Now, I know I got a little late into the show as it appeals to the new dynamic and everything like that. And episode 1 is only 30 episodes. But something, I really didn't expect myself to actually be sitting here doing a podcast. It was a bunch of people that basically gave me the push, gave me the unifications, gave me everything that I basically needed and then some. Just to basically say, hey, dude, you can actually go. So from here, I'm not going to be able to stare at a wall, stare at my cat, stare at other things. I got to look at you guys. Now I may veer off here, I may veer off of my notes, and I may look over what I'm doing. The basics for that is I want to make sure I've got everything right. Sometimes I may be snazzy, sometimes I might be just, hey, look, I'm wearing a Carhartt shirt, you know. Sometimes I can be classy. Other times it's, dude, I just don't care. But other ways, it's just all perfectly me. There's no way around it. So with the saying goodbye piece, I want to take a moment and actually recognize two very, very distinguished people that unfortunately we lost over the past week. One of them being the absolutely heartfelt, heartwarming big guy on campus, Greg Gumbel, longtime CBS broadcaster, was well known for everything he did. First African American announcer to call play-by-play of a major sports championship in the United States. It's of course one of those aspects where you know greatness when it is sitting there. And Greg Gumbel, you didn't get any better than that man, except for the other person who sadly passed, which was Jimmy Carter. Now the difference, of course, Greg Gumbel's 78 years old. He was, like I said, he was an icon within, his time. Great human being. And of course, we have Jimmy Carter, 39th president of the United States. Humanitarian beyond belief. Gave us everything and a half, like basically busted his rear end for other people. There's no real bad way you can actually talk about either one of these folks, especially Jimmy himself. Our president actually even said one of the greatest things, which was, he lost a dear friend in Jimmy. And the one thing is, like, it seems like we lost a friend as well. Jimmy Carter was like, if he built your home, that was him giving back. He did so much for people. And just to hear his passing, I know the man was 100 years old, but to make it that far, to do what you did, to still say goodbye is really hard. So to both of those men, for everything that you've done, thank you for touching our lives. As I take a moment, there we go. All right. It's pure. It's pure. No, Greg Gumbel, I actually enjoyed listening to. Jimmy Carter was always fun because, like, you'd always have something, like, there were always commercials, like, really, really great things that, like, you could get into. And it's those moments you just be like, oh man, Jimmy. But with that said, we're going to go on to other monumental things. First off, I do want to touch about Friday the 27th. There was absolutely bedlam in Columbus. Bruins losing 6-2. Columbus Blue Jackets basically blew them away. But yet, I'm looking at the Bruins and I'm not seeing Jeremy Swayman's name. Wait a minute. What is this? Oh, wait. Jonas Corposalo got blown out? Oh, my God. Why am I laughing at this? I'll tell you in a sec. I've started to hear the rumblings of people that sit there and they're now going, oh, let me tell you about our number one goalie, Juuust Korpisalo. No, let me tell you about your actual number one goalie, Jeremy Swayman, who was not in that game watching Juuust Korpisalo get blown the fuck out. Now, am I saying to the fact that this year that Swayman has not been blown out? No, it's happened. Both of them have been blown out. But there's a time where the Bruins themselves blow themselves up. And it's more so, from what I'm seeing, every single time I get to look at one of them, something's happening. The Bruins are, in their own way, shooting themselves in the foot. They're making a lot of things known where you're just making issue after issue. Now, can you say anything now that you've got a brand new coach? Of course you can. This is Boston. Say whatever the fuck you want. And yeah, of course, people are going to sit there and, Swayman's got the new contract. And I said it all season long anytime I mentioned the Bruins. Hell, I mentioned it before he signed his contract. You're going to get the money. You're going to get the guy. And then all of a sudden it's going to be, oh, well, I don't feel this is right. Really? Why is that? Well, the guy sucks. Last year, the year before, you were blowing him up. You were making him a part of everything that wasn't candid to your world. Now he sucks. Because he got paid? Because he made money? And I like the other tidbits that oh, have you seen our other goalie? The one we let go? Yeah. I've seen Linus Ullmark. Okay? They show a portion of how he's, oh yeah, look at his stats. He's still got a midway team. Like standings, if I'm looking at them right now. They're 2 down from us. Like, we have 44 points and they have 40. You really want to sit here and freaking ride the rails of Linus Ullmark's jockstrap? Mix a batch. Get it the fuck over with. Who cares? Who really cares? I don't. You know why I don't? Because I'm not sitting here looking at Linus Ullmark, who could barely make a step into what he was doing for the postseason. I'm not sitting there looking at Linus Ullmark, who, yes, would have a really good game and then all of a sudden just get blown away. You sit there and look at the team he has. I'll say it. Okay, Ottawa's got a damn good defense. It's their offense they got to wake up with. And their goalies that have to make a little bit of strength. Ullmark's doing his part. But is he an everyday player goalie? No. He's got to have the breaks. Swayman shouldn't have the breaks. He needs to play. Play. And at some point, I'm hopefully going to see to the fact that he just takes right off and goes. But that was the 27th, by the way. And I'm not meaning to, switch back. But, from the 27th till now, I really got to laugh my head off because from Saturday the 28th, it was complete nuts. Oh, no, wait. That's what happened to Brad Marchand. Never mind. Bruins, 4. Blue Jackets. Wait a minute. Who was in that night? No, Jeremy Swayman stopping all 18? Get out of here. That is, wow. And what was the point of everything? Let me tell you. Fabian, however you pronounce his name, Lizell came up from Providence, said hello for a game, made his presence known, sparked a little bit more to everything going on the bench. And then as of like 7 hours ago, he's back to Providence. He really didn't even do anything. He was just, I think he was on the bench, probably out for a couple plays. Great. No shots on net. But Morgan Geekie scoring a goal and an assist. 2 points. Justin Brazeau, a goal and a point. Brandy Carlo with an assist. Cole Kapiki. I probably still butcher it. I don't really care. He had a goal. David Pasternak with a goal. Lorelei with an assist. Pavel Zacha with another assist. The more I'm seeing the team, the more I basically want to see them grind off. Like, they need to get themselves a little bit more pep, a little bit more go, a little bit more gusto, and I'll feel a little better at the end of the day when everything happens. Like, am I sitting here crying against spilt milk that they might not make the playoffs? No. Why? Because if I look at the teams, they are third in the Atlantic. They've got 44 points. So they'd be third in the Atlantic. They'd be fourth in the Metro Division. But just by 1. So you've got 3. So you got 5 teams in front of them. So they'd be number 6 out of 8. They'd still make the playoffs. Question is, how would they do it? And here's another kick. You're also going to have the halfway point, the All-Star break, the trade deadline. So you're either going to trade something, you're going to get something, you're either going to be buyers, you're going to be sellers, you're going to wonder what the hell's going on. But during this time, you know what you start to see? Breaks. Some of these guys that are right in your coattails, like the Lightning, the Senators, the Canadians, you, Panthers, Maple Leafs, you start to break. You know, you could actually go from, oh, hey, I'm doing really, really good, to now all of a sudden I'm doing really, really piss poor. And I don't know why. See the Boston Red Sox. Okay, Devils, Capitals, Hurricanes can do the same thing. This is where you have to wonder what is going to happen by that halfway point. You know? Is it something that like they're going to wake up with? Is it something that's going to affect them? Is it anything along those lines that you're basically going to sit there and wonder, hey, did this happen and why did it happen? Okay, I myself have to ask those questions. Why? Because, well, you never know, like within the aspect of like, you know, when you decide to get this change, get this starting to go, get this like on the way out the door. Sometimes it works and you start winning. Other times you break more and you just go right down the standings. So where everybody and their mother is panicked, swearing, cussing, I just want them to move their ass. And I'm not talking about like, you know, get up, start twerking, make like a little bit of a show, make like an ambiance. No, I don't care about that shit. What I want to see them do is hustle. I want to see pucks and nets. I want to see like a growth aspect of like what you can do with a goal or defense or more than that. And I'm not sensing a lot of that And it's really disappointing. Really, really disappointing. But we'll see how it goes from here. Like I said, you always have faith. Up until after the trade deadline, when you start to see that decline and you're seeing yourself on the cusp of the out, that's when you know certain games to play catch up with, it's hard to do. And why do I say this? Because the Bruins 2 years ago, top tier team, and they were out within the first round of the playoffs. Let me see the stats. I think it was like 22-23. Yep. 65, 12, and 5. Out of 82 games played, they had 135 points. They were top tier of the East and the West. And the Panthers were... Yep. They were 92... So they were the 8th seed, and they just basically knocked them the hell out. So you know what that says? That shows exactly what I'm talking about. You could be number one all you want to be. You have to get that mindset. When the playoffs start, it's a whole new animal. Don't let it fool you. 23-24 season, yeah, the Bruins were right behind the Panthers. So they did the first, went up against Panthers again, booted. And the Panthers won. Yay! Nobody cared. I sure as fuck did. But there's a lot to say. And to the Bruins, I'm hopefully going to go to the fact that they're going to get out of their funk. They're going to make a lot happen. And we're going to start seeing a little bit more and more of what you kind of want to go into with the team. Speaking of going into things with the team, the Red Sox are now on my clock. I'm already bored. All of these things that I'm basically hearing, as I'm looking at something really quick and laughing my ass off. Some of the stuff, is just really, really, ugh. So looking at, what they got for pitching, Garrett Crotchet, Walker Buehler, two big guys. Okay, there's staples to your rotation. Walker Buehler, hopefully he's healthy, $21 million. It's an amazing feat for a cost. And then you got Garrett Crotchet, Tommy John surgery, 26 years old. What's he going to do? Well, when he comes back and actually pops for the White Sox, and then, you make a trade for him, hey, something happened. Something played in Denmark correctly. And then there's this. Trying to acquire Luis Castillo away from the Mariners. The Sox were looking to move Tristan Casas to Seattle with Yoshida. And it was basically a dogfight. It's like, hey, we've got Castillo, and yeah, we want to kind of like give you Casas, and he's going to be like a damn good ball player, but we want you to take the crap with it. You're going to take Yoshida, right? You're going to take Yoshida? Going to take him right out the door? Take him with you? Right away? No. So, both of them stayed. And it begs the question of, if you can add a person like that, do you really, really want to move Tristan Casas? Like, do you really want to move him? Because I wouldn't want to. He's 24. He's got a lot of upside to him. It's a little bit better than what Rafael Devers has, because Rafael Devers has like so much upside, like with the bat. He has no upside with his fielding, where Casas basically soars, which is a beauty part. And then of course when you get to Yoshida, he's 31. He hit 25 homers. Over his first 2 years, but he just doesn't have anything else. I mean, you don't have anything that just doesn't scream, ooh. And of course, with the Red Sox losing Tyler O'Neill also to the Orioles, that doesn't also make things easier, considering Tyler O'Neill was a right-hand hitter, which is what they needed. So they lost his 31 home runs last year. It's really hard to do. And then when you also lose out a Teoscar Hernandez, that's the icing on the cake for me. Like, there should have been no reason to let you throw money at Teoscar Hernandez. Right-handed bat. Everything you need. Okay? If you have to dump something of Yoshida and get a bag of balls, a bag of dicks, anything. If you don't want the guy, get him away for pennies on the dollar. Who cares? Get rid of him. Move along. Blow away. It's the part that like still is getting to me in certain cases when I'm sitting here and I'm like looking at this. It's, you signed for the man. You have him. You want to get rid of him. Do it. Find ways to do it. Either just cut him outright, pay him, and just be like, listen, we will do this. We will pay you your salary. See you later. Bye, on the books. Take the hit. Because it seems like that's basically what you want to do. And then if somebody really does sign him, oh my God, who cares? You could be better than this. And I really want to know what Craig Breslow has up his sleeve right now. Because, first off, you were all in on Teoscar Hernandez. You were all in on Juan Soto. You were all in on your two pitchers. You got them. But where are you now? Like, what is your next step? Are you really going to hunt Alex Bregman, who can play second base, can play third base during certain times when a right-handed bat is involved? But if I'm Bregman, And I know that the Red Sox need me. Am I charging more? You know, is it going to be anything? I mean, the Tigers are also making moves in this case. They signed Gleyber Torres. Torres is going to play second, with Colt Keith shifting over to first. And they're just looking to go to Detroit. Like, you know, get Bregman in Detroit. So, looking at this as I'm reading it, Bregman and the Tigers share mutual interest. Two sides have made progress in the past month. There's a gap to perceived value between the two sides, but that's it. If Bregman is actually seeking a $200 million contract with his next team, it's first off, you're looking for $200 million. No. Like, why? Why? I'm not even understanding that. You know, if I'm even looking at Alex Bregman, how old is he? This fucking thing stops, like, you know. I hate, like, when you're scrolling, there's certain pages that they want you to click on the ad so they'll move, like, up and down. Ugh. Dude, all I want to do is just read your copy, please, and thank you. Bregman's 30. .260 average. Last year with Houston, 26 home runs, 75 RBIs. I need to know. He's a .272 hitter. He's only played with the Astros, but I've been always curious as to, like, what his defense is. You know, he's been like a better of a hitter before. People inviting me to TikTok for regular season. So, I mean, his slugging, his on-base percentage is basically what the Red Sox need. But for me, fielding. Here we go. Errors. So it looks like he made 10 errors in 2016. That's not bad. 8 of them were at third. 1 of them was at short. And 1 of them was in left field. Uh, 2017, he had 14. 2018, he had 16. 2019, only 11. 2020, shortened season, 2. 2021, he had 8. 2022, he had 7. 2023, he had 15. 2024, he had 10. So he seems to be like his fielding percentage. His MLB career at second base is flawless. 968 at third, 973 at short. He's already better than Rafael Devers, for Christ's sakes. Like, what's the problem? Throw the money at him. Just, you know you're going to. Just throw it. Get him away from the temper tantrums of, Detroit. Get him here. Make him happy. Blah, 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 blah. Why do I say this? Because to the fact that, like, a guy like this, you're going to sign. And what's the real big thing that you can't do that, oh my God, just go to where you want to go, because you're going to want to partner with Alex Cora again. Don't bullshit. Don't baloney. But with a lot of the side pieces, when you get back into, like, the Red Sox themselves, Alex Bregman, yes, would be monumental for what it is. But, you're also not pushing the value of what it is. And the one thing the Dodgers are pissing me off with, this deferred bullshit. They're the only team in baseball right now that's deferring everything. Okay? Bobby Bonilla will tell you about deferring. He's still getting paid from the Mets. We talked about this a couple episodes ago. What's the point of it? Because here's it is. Here's it is. Here it is. Okay? Jeff Pazan says Teoscar Hernandez and the Los Angeles Dollars, because they'd be making the money right now. They're in agreement on a 3-year, $66 million contract. A 4th-year option for $15 million. A $23 million signing bonus. And $23 million in deferred money. What the fuck? I can't even see it. But here's an option. Anthony Santander. He's home run hitting. He's 30 years old. He's a few years younger than Teoscar Hernandez. He's coming from the Baltimore Orioles, which is basically a flip-flop because Santander got replaced by Tyler O'Neill. Santander finished last season with 44 home runs, 102 RBIs, a .814 OBS. I mean, and he's a switch hitter. So where would you really complain? You know? I mean, he would be more of a bat, which, yeah, you can leave him in the lineup for left versus right. You can be in there, keep your options. He's a right fielder. Beautiful. I mean, there's everybody and their mother like looking to like sign this guy. So with him, like he's gonna like require some money, especially hitting 44 home runs. But you were also going after Teoscar Hernandez. So where's your issue? And then there's Alex Bergman. I've been looking at everything that they've been doing so far, and I'm still seeing a lack of effort within grabbing the guys that they need. Nobody get any ideas, please. But isn't this the team? Isn't this the team that said they were going to come out and spend money? They were going to be aggressive. If the only thing you're telling me is that you sat there and spent the money on Walker Buehler, and that's it, you have more problems in your team than you're even letting off to be. Okay? Because Sam Kennedy, I don't care if this gets on the internet, you're a fucking douche canoe. When you come off every year, we're going to be spenders, we're going to be big time. You've basically been a fart streaming in your pants every year because you've barely spent money. You've barely pushed the limit. You've barely gone out there and done anything. And is it management? Is management nipping these people in the bud? Are you saying, we want this guy, but you got to cap it? Because teams are just going to go like this. If you have a whiteboard and you're sitting there with everything and saying, hey, we're only going to go up to $500 million on this guy. What do you think somebody else is going to do? Why do you think the Mets got Juan Soto? Because, well, they put the 64 extra million in there. Where the fuck do you think everything else is going? Right out the door? Come on. I'm like sitting here doing the math, and I want to see this 3-year, $66 million deal. So 66 divided by 3, that's 2, that's 6. So $22 million a year. So here's my question mark that I go into. You got $22 million for the year, right there. So that's your $66 million. With an option for $15 million at the end of the thing. Plus, you also get a $23 million bonus. But you got a minus $23 million for deferred money. I'm no mathematician, and I'm not trying to be one. But does any of this sound weird? But the Red Sox couldn't have done anything like that. Hey, 3 years, $70 million with a fourth option. It's $4 million difference. Defer some money. Pull a rabbit out of your pants. Do something. You traded for a pitcher, you grabbed a pitcher. What have you done since? This is the part where, like, you see me get really, really kind of not hyped up for Red Sox because it's, hey, we got the pitching. Okay, great. You got the pitching. What are you going to do with the rest of it? We got pitching. Right. You got pitching. But what are you going to do over here? We got pitching. You got Red Sox fans waiting to get bit in the ass. Ugh. Because if there's more errors, more logic, and everything else just doesn't go the way, guess what? Pitching is going to mean crap when it comes down to everything else. And I'll tell you the reason being for it is because you don't have what you need going into the season. There are guys that sit there and play 15 different ways, and they go, yes, we need this, we need this, we need this, we need this, we need this. All right, this is off the board, this is off the board. We want to do this, we want to do this. No, man, it's going to take us $50 million to do A, B, and C. All right, well, $65 million. Now it said 50. You gave 65. Do you think you're going to have guys that come here? Yes. I still stand tall within what I said. It still goes with the Patriots. It still goes where everything else. Your star power is where you're lacking to invite people here to the town. Walker Buehler may get somebody in the door. He's a World Series champ. But you had Chris Sale that would welcome people in the door. Okay? When you had David Ortiz playing, not monitor, not, hey, we're just here. No, when you had him playing, people wanted to play the game with him. They didn't want to just sit there and watch. They wanted to play the game with him. Okay? They wanted to be batting fourth, batting fifth, batting eighth, batting ninth, batting somewhere, fielding for something, while David Ortiz is right there going, let's go, buddy. There's no other way to do it. No other way. You give me star power, what you have that you can actually siphon in somebody else, I'll be amazed. If you're really going to pull off the Luis Castillo trade, I'm not going to be impressed. Because that means you're getting rid of Casas. Okay? You're going to sit there with your third baseman who's going to cry, bitch, and moan because you're trying to move him to first. You're going to try to successfully move him to first. And it's going to be like an outcry because you just signed him to that contract. To be the Red Sox. Speaking of, hey, everybody, the Celtics, they're losing. But they're doing it in style because I'll tell you, it's funny when people show me videos, like they'll send me TikToks, they'll send me something else. And one of it is like, dude, have you checked out Peyton Pritchard? It's like, yeah, 6 man. He's looking great this year. Everything about it, it's like, yes, Peyton Pritchard, he's the guy. Yeah, check out this video from PP. Who? Why are you nicknaming the man P? I understand Peyton Pritchard. Why are you nicknaming the man PP? No. I don't want to see a video that's, oh, look at PP. Look at the shot from PP. I don't care if you guys are going to like view me in any which way. A shot from PP is disgusting. If you make PP from PP, I'm fine. If it comes off a small child. Why? Because small children learning to pee or making potty, it's a movement from relatives and people. They're proud, they're happy. Now you've got grown men sending videos about PP. And it's Peyton Pritchard. But when I look at this video and it says PP with the back-to-back three-pointers and there's water splash at the bottom, you ain't talking about Peyton Pritchard. You're talking about wee-wee or penis or what comes out of the penis. You're not talking about Peyton Pritchard. Don't sell me on the fact that you're talking about Peyton Pritchard when you say PP is shooting. I don't ever want to hear that. Because, man, it makes me feel weird. It's me feeling weird because I'm holding my phone. I'm looking at this. Oh, yeah, PP. So what the hell is going on here? But, you know, it's amazing to the fact that the Celtics have only lost 9 games. 9 games. Since the Cavaliers lost to the Celtics, they've lost 4 more. You know? I mean, you could be like the Raptors. They lost 10. 10 straight. The Knicks have won 7. The Cavaliers have won 6. You know, the win streaks are holy cow. In the Western Conference, the Thunder are scaring the crap out of me. The win streak is at 11. They're 26-5. The Thunder, the team that was not relevant, you know, since Kevin Durant left. And it's amazing that the Lakers are like in 5th place because I'm looking at the Warriors in 9th place. The Spurs have a really good team, and the fact that they're 10th, it's got to change. But I'm looking at like every other team, like the Mavericks. Okay, yeah, they went to the finals. The Clippers, finally getting up there. The Nuggets. What happened to the Nuggets? Weren't they supposed to be like the team that you don't want to play because they're We got Jokic. Bah. It's still weird to the fact I'm seeing myself on YouTube right now doing this. If anybody wants to clip the Jokic, bah. I did it twice just for humor purposes. But the Nuggets, Denver, these were the guys. You know? This was everything that they were supposed to be and then some. You know? Jokic and Jamal Murray. Maybe it is to the fact that, like, anywhere you put Russell Westbrook, you're just bound to fucking suck. Like, that's when you pen a little thing and you go in the locker room and you put it Just nicely. Nicely. Right on his cubicle and go, you need to retire, bro. Just that man, everything he does, like he is no. Oh. But the Celtics did fall 123-114. I still believe in the Celtics. I still believe in the fact that, like, they're number 2 in the East. The East is showing strong. The West right now, though, is scaring the crap out of me with the Thunder. But we'll see how everything goes. I don't want to talk about the Patriots. I really don't. I mean, I could draw a diagram to the fact that, our guest Joe Murray brought it out to the fact that, like, his betting option for the Patriots, he did 5.5 wins tops. They're at 3. So if they play next week and win, they're at 4. So Joe just made the bet. Props to it, because it's going to win. But the question is, are they really going to win, or are they going to lose? Did they really want to win the 4 games and just call it a day? Like, there's 2 things that, like, I really, really, really hate. One is lowering yourself to where you're quote unquote losing to get draft capital. You know how pathetic that is? Okay, let me tell you even how really pathetic this was. You played the Chargers. The Chargers. Drake May having a scare in the beginning of the game. Besides that, wow. 40-7. You almost pulled off a win against the Bills. The Bills. And you get your butts kicked by the Chargers. 40-7. That was a 9-6 team. 9-6. You let Justin Herbert throw 3 touchdowns. The one from Drake May, gorgeous, by the way. That thing was that thing was an absolute stud bomb. Demario Douglas coming back for that one. Ooh. But there's two things that I want to bring up with this. Okay? And then there's also going to be something I'm going to mention before I bring it up, because I know we're going to wrap up soon. What's next for this team is you're going to be drafting number 1, number 2, one of those options. What do you do? Are you trading it? Are you still signing like a big guy to, I mean, I'm looking at 2 things. Like you've got T. Higgins that's going to be available. You've got the possibility of Stephon Diggs, who wants to come back. 31 years old, but solid beyond compare. Like where's your option kill? My point is clearly this. I'm getting sick and tired of every single Patriots fan who always wants to watch a game, who always wants to see it, and you know the fact that they're going to lose. You know they're going to get their butt kicked. You know it's past the Brady era. You know it's past the Belichick era. You know everything that's going on. You still want to watch the game. And then you have to give me the, oh, let's blow up the team. I'm going to lean on no. There are some damn good pieces that I think are having like issued adjustments that they need to get into their groove. But also, I don't think they have the right leader. Like, I don't see. I know them coming out and picking Drake May number 3. Okay. Could they have done something where like they got Marvin Harrison Jr. to have a young kid and then go a little bit more extensively with the quarterback position? Sure. But you've got Drake. Are there pieces that I'm not liking? Yes. I am not liking some of their coaching staff. I'm not also liking, I'm not liking a lot of other things because I'm looking at everything here, and the Gerard Mayo aspect, it's done. It's over. Call it a day. Call it a wash. Just get it the fuck out the door. Okay? I completely need that out the door, out the line. I don't want to hear about that shit. Okay? Here's my option as the reason being. I thought it was going to be a great thing. And then puppeteering, theatrics, everything else. So this is either a wash season and you're going to do it again, or you're going to like actually make a difference and try to do something proper with it. Because the way Gerard Mayo comes off, total dick. Total dick. Okay? I really, really, really want to know if he's liked in that locker room perfectly or not. Like there was attributes and aspects that like actually kicked in when him and Steve Belichick were sometimes going at each other's throats. Was it Steven? No, because nobody's going to say anything to Bill's kid. Was it Mayo? But it happened. But body language is something that you see. And Gerard Mayo's body language is like, oh, I'm here. It's, oh, what's the name of it? I think it's like Winning Time. Has anyone ever seen that? Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty. It's basically Jerry Buss, and he drafts Magic Johnson, and it's their way of like going up and like everything they do. It even has like Adrian Brody playing Pat Riley. I was able to watch it recently. Like, one of the things that I'm thinking of is like the info with Paul Westhead in this show for 2 seasons that they had it. It's on Max, by the way, if anybody wants to see it. The way they had Paul Westhead in this, he fell into the coaching job. Not only did he fall into the coaching job, but he made everything that happened like look like, yes, it sparkles, it's bright, it's what the old coach would do, great. And then the minute he comes into the following year, things start going downhill. And then when he comes in like everything else, he wants to develop the system. Kind of like what's going on with Drake May, or the offense here. So implementing it, great, cool, but you're not doing anything with it. And the way you're talking, if you watch this, watch Jason Segel play Paul Westhead, you'll understand what I'm talking about. The body language, the conversations, the attributes are exactly what I'm seeing out of Gerard Mayo. And it's funny that I'm watching this now while also looking at Gerard Mayo when he's like on a game, and he's like, yep, that's great plays. It's like, no, it really isn't. You got lucky, and you're not coaching your way out of a sandbox. Like, if you really even think that the fact that you're not being Bill Belichick, false. You're totally being Bill. You're trying not to brood. That's the only difference between you and Bill. Bill is getting things done, talking to everybody, making sure this is done, making sure this is done. You're just standing there like, smell the fart coaching. Oh, that was some beef. How do you correct that? How do you even do anything with it? In my eyes, the way I'm looking at him, if I'm a player on that team, unless he's doing something that is not in any which way where it needs to be, no. There's more. There's more somewhere. And I need to see it. Because if nobody's speaking up to the fact of how true Gerard Mayo is, that's why we can't understand it. Like, it's so tight. Ah. So, somebody asked me, if you got rid of Gerard Mayo and you had to choose a coach, who are you choosing as a coach and why? Like, what are you doing for your coach? Who are you implementing as your coach in waiting or your coach? Now, I came up with a good theory. Gerard Mayo is just the 1 year blunder. He's 1 year, he's in there, he'll be out of there, that's it. I didn't think they were going to hire Mike Vrabel. It's because when Mike Vrabel came to the Patriots Hall of Fame ceremony, it was during a bye week that the Titans had. So Mike was able to go. They allowed him to go. And then all of a sudden talk. Oh, him and Kraft are friendly now. Him and Belichick have made up. Everything else is like, oh, hey, woo. So then the rumors started to swirl. Is Kraft in your ear? Are you leaving us? Are you going to coach the Patriots? What's happening? What's going on? Why are you doing this? The Titans were their own scapegoats because they allowed him to go during the season. But of course, Mike Vrabel was Mike Vrabel in the city of, on the Patriots. You weren't. No, sorry, guy. You let him go there. You knew to the fact of what the possibility was, but you've also, over the past 2 years, have destroyed what he was doing for the team. And this year would have been like no different. Everything else would have been no different because since he's left, that team has just, yeah. You can't sit there and tell me that they've been a dynamic team since he left. No, they've been a dumpster fire. Maybe that's why DeAndre Hopkins wanted to go there. Wait, was it DeAndre Hopkins? Yes. Yeah, because Devontae Adams was somewhere. Oh, yeah, he was on the Raiders. But, yeah. So, do I think to the fact that they would have hired him? No. Because then the Titans would have been, tampering. Look what they did. Oh, they took our coach. We were going to get rid of him anyway. Shut up. So, in my eyes, I see it as one singular sensation. Gerard Mayo does the year, makes it like apparent. Everything goes wrong. You fire Mayo, demote Mayo, however you want to do with Mayo. Whether you want to throw him off the sandwich, it's up to you. And then they bring in Mike Vrabel. The culture guy. The guy who can actually make a difference in your coaching. Why? He's good with your quarterbacks. He's good understanding the offense. He's good understanding the defense. He works with his coaches. He's not going to talk down to them and call them soft. But he is going to say, we need him to be harder next time. We need him to step up. There are players right now that need to grind. These words are things that coaches will say that are not, the team played soft. We didn't play our best ball today. You played a top-tier team the previous week, and you played them perfectly adamant where you almost won the game. And then you come into a team like this, and you just lay down? No. No. So, that's my number one. Is Mikey V. If Mike Vrabel is not available and you're still moving on from you're holding the Mayo, then maybe let's look to Minnesota. Let's look at what's powering their defense right now. What's making them a powerhouse in everything they're doing. Let's stop, take a moment, and think about Miami. Hey, why is Miami not working anymore? Failures. Hey, who started the build at Miami? Was it their current coach? No. No. It was not Mike McDaniel. Because he came in 2022. This is the reason why, I went to look at this. Okay. So, Joe Philbin was in 2012 to 2015. Okay. Dan Campbell, yes, the Dan Campbell, stepped in and led them to 5-7 out of their last 12 games. Adam Gase stepped in from 2016 to 2018. We're 48 games, a playoff berth, 23 and 25. Then you have Brian Flores. Here's the reason why, I bring it up in this manner. Adam Gase got the couple of things right with the playoff berth and everything going, and then Brian Flores. I mean, you look at the seasons he had. There was one he had 10 wins. He was going in the right direction at the end. The first two were very tough. The third one was exactly where you wanted to be, because you missed out on a playoff berth because someone was better than you at the same level of 10 wins. So you missed the wild card. .490 average. But now Mike McDaniel is 2 years in. He's done 34 games and he's only 20 and 14. But he took the 2 playoff berths that if Brian Flores went over his schedule, he would have had exactly what he wanted. If Brian Flores was there for the other 2 years, this team would still be flourishing, be doing a hell of a lot more. But I don't think they'd have the decline that they've been having. So who would I look at as a coach? You got it. I'd take Brian Flores. Brian Flores seems to be he'd have a little bit more on the table and a little bit more gusto to actually kick everything in. So yeah, I'd take him in a heartbeat. Defensive wise, works with the coaches, works on everything else, but he's going to tell you if somebody sucks. And if you don't like his truth, okay, because they said Tua sucks, you're going to get him someone, but you wanted someone like a Tom Brady. You want someone who was going to throw. You know who he wanted? Baker Mayfield. He wanted someone like that because he was going to be able to work it, throw it, and do everything he needed to. But the system, the fact that what you would go in, if anybody went down, you could just substitute them right in. Now you look at the Mike McDaniel theory. Tua gets injured, they bomb. Key notes right there. 2 playoff berths, but your quarterback gets injured, you're done. You're toast. You have nothing. Even in the fact of right now, looking at their, if I go into, I'll even look it up really quick. Miami Dolphins. They're 8-8, and they're fighting for a playoff berth. That team, with how loaded they are, should not be 8-8. They should be beating the Bills, to be honest. I mean, hell, they played Tyler Huntley today. But that's only because They went up against the Browns. But they only scored 3 points against the Browns. Let me check their other games. You know how loaded they are. So let's see. 29-17 against the 49ers. Well, the 49ers have basically been garbage. 20-12 against the Texans. 32-26 against the Jets. You let the Jets, who have been piss pouring half the way to everything, score 26 points on you? That's pathetic. 30-17 against the Packers. You beat the Patriots. Ooh. You beat the Raiders. Ooh. You beat the Rams. Oh. You got beat by the Bills by 3. You got beat by the Cardinals by 1. You got beat by the Colts by 6. You only beat the Patriots by 10. The Titans stomped you 31-12. The Seahawks stomped you 24-3. The Bills beat you the first game 31-10. The Jaguars came within 3 of beating you. That's disgusting. No, you should not be there. There's some ways that you could actually be even worse. But yes, Brian Flores, another coach, line him up. Take him in. And my absolute third. Yeah, I'm talking about it. Yeah, he should have already been a coach. And yes, he should actually be lined up to get any one of the opening coaching vacancies that we should be hearing about within the next couple weeks. Okay? If Eric Bieniemy is not a friggin' head coach, something is wrong in the NFL. He should be right where he needs to be. I'd love New England to hire him. And if they're going off and please do not take this the wrong way when I say this. If they are talking about the ethnicity piece, which is why they believe that they hired Gerard Mayo. Okay? If I'm looking at skin and bones, Eric Bieniemy, skin and bones, everybody else, he's got talent. He's got everything and a half. He's got everything you want and then some out of a coach. Respect of his peers, respect of his players, respect of everything abound. He even stepped down to take a year off to go, what? Into a college program. And now he's ready, which he separated from the college program, mutually, respectively. Not horribly, respectively. And now he's waiting for the waiting in the wings. Here we are. I need that aspect. I need someone that's going to give a good 1-2, how do you do? And I need someone that's going to be that creative mind genius that whether it's offense, defense, or otherwise, somebody who's willing to put the mustard in. Because you need to hold the mayo. There you go. Just made the food, everything in between. But that's my take with it. I'm not liking the mayo experience. It's like you ever get an Italian sub and sometimes there's people that just put mayo on it. Yeah, I slathered the mayo. Yeah, here we go. What are you doing? No. Stop it. No. Back up. Ain't doing it. Huh. You know, it's amazing as I sit here And we're looking at 30 episodes as it went. And I know what a lot of people are going to say. They're going to look at, Spotify and be like, hey, where's episode 29? Well, unfortunately, we did a very Murray Christmas for episode 29. And Joe Murray was our guest. And let me tell you, that was 5 hours and 21 minutes of me and Joe, mostly Joe talking. Brought up some very valuable points, some very good moments, everything in between. So if you've got the 5 minutes, you want some background noise, throw it on. It's worth the listen. It's worth everything else. So what we talk about. But I get hyped when I do these. I've been also picking things left and right. Ooh, I want to talk about this. Oh, I want to go into this. And one of the things I know is I get overwhelmed when I look at the ticker and I'm like, I'm going to keep this under an hour. And I don't. So this one will be posted to Spotify 9 a.m. I'm going to be looking at the schedule to adjust. It's still going to be 2 days a week. I do like the aspect of ending or beginning the week on a Monday morning, or even doing a nighttime show Sunday night and switching it over to Monday morning where you can get the replay and anything else because you're not taking YouTube with you, etc. That's completely and utterly fine. But there's other things I might want to do. And somebody actually looked at me, well, dude, why don't you do a third show? I was like, I don't have time to do a third show. I'm trying to keep this to an hour, do a couple things, keep it nice and local, and keep it completely interesting where everybody gets involved. So I like it. But we'll see how everything goes. Listen, season 2 is going to be big. 2025 is the year of something. It may not be me, may not be otherwise, but I will say this. I thank you, one and all, who have made 30 freaking episodes fantastic. Between the back to the front, to the side, to the everything else. Between the comments from people and having 2 guests already, 2025 is just looking to be probably something I'm looking forward to and then some. So for right now, I am Topher. Thank you for joining us here on Just a Bit Outside. It is a SSBN podcast, small state, big network. The boys are great, and I'm just baffled to the fact that I finished the season, because now we get to take on season 2. So I will see you within the new year. Our first show will probably be Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Or actually I might do it the second, do a live Thursday, only because Wednesday's New Year's. I'll figure it out. But make sure to follow the socials. They're right within the thing, when you're listening here. They're also on Spotify, so this way you can click and go. No need to figure out how many views you need. Just make sure to find us. But again, I am Topher for Just a Bit Outside. Have a good night or a good morning, and we'll see you next year.